what I think judges need to understand, mediators need to understand, people in the court system needs to understand is that, when you're sitting across from this person in a negotiation, they're not interested in, let's come to a rational, reasonable conclusion. Let's save fees. Let's do what the right thing for the children, or anything like that. They're looking at, when I was still practicing law, obviously I do this full time now, but when I was still practicing law, I would have narcissists for clients, and they would say, I'd rather pay you than her. And I would be like, well, I'm sick of you too. I don't want that. I want to be done with this. But but that's really what they will do. And they will self-sabotage. They will self-sabotage. And that's the scary thing. That's the scary thing.
Yeah. They don't perceive it as self-sabotage. Their top priority is to restore their sense of grandiosity. Grandiosity is a cognitive distortion. It's a misperception of reality. It's an inflated, fantastic self-image and self-perception, which hides, camouflages, disguises a very brittle and fragile core, or lack of core, absent core. So the narcissist values his grandiosity or her grandiosity more than anything else. More than anything else. And from the narcissist point of view, it's an absolutely rational behavior. Because protecting, defending the grandiosity, restoring it, reinstating it, demonstrating it visibly, ostentatiously.
Fed up with narcissists walking all over you? Sick of everyone believing their lies while you're paying through the nose in attorney's fees? What if you could hold all the cards for a change? Hey, I'm Rebecca Zung. I'm a top 1% trial attorney, a USA Today bestselling author, and I've spent my entire career helping people slay narcissists in negotiations, most recently through my proven slay method. What if your suffering could become your superpower? Imagine turning all that pain into power, not just for you, but for others too. This is your chance to take back control. You can finally win. Become a high conflict negotiation certified coach. Help others while transforming your own life, and do good for the world. This is your chance. Go to RebeccaZung.com/apply, and I'll show you how to turn the tables for good starting today.
One-upmanship, winning, recasting the enemy as evil and decrepit and corrupt and in the eyes of the world, thereby elevating the narcissist morally. All these have to do with grandiosity. The minute the shared fantasy is over, the narcissist's grandiosity is damaged, is hurt. And there is a process known as narcissistic injury, and in rare cases, narcissistic mortification. The vast majority of divorces involve narcissistic mortification. Narcissistic mortification is an injury to the grandiose, inflated, fantastic self-image that is rendered public, that becomes known to a larger circle of people. So then it involves humiliation and shame. Narcissism is widely considered a defense against shame. The child is ashamed. The child is abused and traumatized and so on. There's a lot of shame there. And the narcissist is defending against this shame. And when the narcissist is dumped or discarded, or when the shared fantasy collapses or whatever, it's a failure. Of course, it's a defeat. The clinical term is collapse. And then the narcissist feels ashamed, humiliated, and he needs to restore his godlike, unblemished, perfect self-image, and he needs to convince other people of that because he is reliant on input from the environment. He doesn't do internal regulation. He regulates his internal world from the outside. That is narcissistic supply. So it's not enough for the narcissist to say, I know that I'm the good person, and I know that my wife is the evil, horrible bee. That's not enough. He needs other people to tell him, you are right. You have convinced us. She is truly evil, and you are the victim. He needs this. That's why the smear campaigns, that's why the intransigence, that's why the apparent irrationality, self-sacrificial sometimes, because he can give up on money, he can give up on power, he can give up on sex, he can give up on his freedom. He will go to prison. But he can never ever give up on his grandiosity. Without his grandiosity, he is non-existent. There is no core. There's an absence there.
Making that transition between summer and fall is always a crazy thing. And that's why I love having a leather jacket, like my gorgeous one from Quince. And they have timeless and high quality items, which I love. And they don't blow my budget, which I also love. They have cashmere sweaters and washable silk tops. And everything is like 50 to 80% less than other brands, which I also love. They cut out the middleman. They pass the savings on to us, which is also amazing. It's safe and ethical, which I also love. I really love my brown leather jacket from them. It's super stylish and it's high quality. Just love that. So make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/negotiate for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/negotiate to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/negotiate.
Yeah, so it's that fragile ego. But you know, I do always say they are more afraid of you than you are of them. So the stronger that the other person becomes, the more afraid that they get. And so when they do create that leverage that threatens that, what I call diamond level supply, you're calling primary source of supply, which is their image.
No, I have high grade supply. It's the same like
Yes.
the diamond.
High grade supply, that's the key. That's the key.
Yes, but it's important to understand that they are not afraid of you for reasons that you would comprehend. They're not afraid of you because you could damage them, they're afraid of you because you can take away their grandiosity. You can humiliate them. You can shame them into having to face themselves in the mirror. They are exceedingly delusional. Again, to the point that many scholars, many prominent scholars like Kernberg, and less prominent scholars like Vaknin, think that narcissism is actually a form of psychosis. It's so delusional, so sick. So if you were to expose the narcissist confabulations, prevarications, fantasies, self-invented biography, if you were to expose the narcissist, reveal who he truly is, the Wizard of Oz, essentially.
Yeah.
Behind the curtain.
Yeah.
The narcissist is defending the curtain. It's the curtain that the narcissist is defending.
Exactly what I always say.
And he's terrified that you will pull away the curtain. He's not terrified that you will take away his money or you will put him in prison. Yes, of course, that's unpleasant. But his terror is that it will become known who he truly is.
Have you ever met somebody, they started off to be the most charming, charismatic person you've ever met in your life. Then they turned out to be your worst nightmare. And then when you go to negotiate with them, they're a living hell. Well, I developed something called the SLAY method of negotiating with narcissists, and it has helped tens of thousands of people in more than 150 countries win, go from feeling drained and defeated to getting the outcomes they want. And the reason why it works is because I spent more than 20 years studying narcissism as a trial attorney, and now I'm here to help you win too, and also take your suffering and turn it into your superpower, take your pain and turn it into profit, peace, and purpose as a highly specialized high conflict negotiation coach. If you want to learn how to do it, then just go to RebeccaZung.com/apply and I will show you how.
Not a giant. Not a giant, but a midget.
That is what I say all the time. It's exactly, and it's the only way that you will be able to get them to to cut that source of supply from you. The only way.
Yeah. If you, legally, of course,
Yes.
are capable of exposing the narcissist for what he is and who he is, there's no greater threat as far as he's concerned. He would do anything. He would compromise. He would give you everything. He would, just to prevent this from happening. He would become
Correct.
initially aggressive. Initially, he would become aggressive and vindictive and maybe even violent and so on. But when he sees that it's not working, he will suddenly, he's a bully. It's a bully.
He's a bully. And
The
when
best
you
thing you can do
figure
with a
out
bully is terrify.
100%. And whenever I'm helping people in these negotiations and they say, I'm still not out of it, I always say, you haven't figured out a way to threaten that source of diamond level supply yet, because when you figure that out, he or she will be done. You'll be done.
How do we cope with bullies? It's a very bad idea to communicate with a bully, to compromise with a bully, to negotiate with a bully. Extremely bad idea. The only way is power, force. There's no other way.
What if you could just take a shot and lose all the weight you wanted to? I know for me, a few years ago, I was dealing with thyroid issues, menopause issues, autoimmune issues, all the things, and I gained a bunch of weight and I lost it all, but it took forever. And I wish that something like Robody had been around back then to help me lose the weight. But now you get the benefit of it because Robody is now around to help you lose weight. It's just one shot a week. And combined with a healthy lifestyle, you can lose 15 to 20% of your weight in a year on average and actually keep it off. They've helped more than 200,000 people so far, and they help you even with support, with getting the medication through your insurance and everything that you need so that you can actually lose the weight. That means that it's such a great opportunity for you now. So average weight loss is 15 to 20% in a year with a healthy lifestyle change, and BMI and other eligibility criteria apply. Go to ro.co/Rebecca. Sign up today and you'll pay just $99 a month for your first month and $145 a month after that. And medication costs are separate. That's ro.co/Rebecca.
The only way. And I tell people, I know it feels uncomfortable because you want to, I don't want to fight. I don't want to do this. You know, I want to be done with this peacefully or whatever. I just want what's fair. You want what's fair. You're dealing with a narcissist. This is the only way.
And I must say that, however unpalatable it is, I must say that many people, being exposed to the narcissist could be addictive, because narcissism brings to the scene a lot of drama, a lot of excitement, a lot of color. It's a lively life. It's a kind of, in a state of excitation and arousal on a constant basis. It's difficult. It's difficult after you've been with the narcissist. Some people find potential dates and so on boring. So it's difficult to let go of it's, I mean, even when you discard the narcissist and break up with the narcissist, it's difficult to let go of the narcissist. Clinically, there are two processes involved in training and introjection. I'm not going into it right now. The narcissist is inside your head, still catering to many of your psychological needs long after he's out of your life physically. So I think many people are trying to find excuses to stay in touch with the narcissist. Even litigation is a way of staying in touch.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the famous excuses. I want my child to have a father, for example. Yeah, that's why the narcissist is in my life, because I want my child to have a father. Or, sometimes I can see the inner child in him, and this child is in need of love. Or people come up with the most amazing concoctions just to allow them, however indirectly, to stay in touch with the narcissist. Because there is an element of addiction in all this.